So, Lorna, you wrote the book Healing Journeys Through Quantum Realities, the handbook. Talk to me about the main inspiration and intention of writing your book, and also the purpose. Who can use this book? Only professionals like yourself, healers, or anyone?
Anyone. When Dolores Cannon was alive, she had created a technique for inner exploration with the subconscious called quantum healing. And at the time, for a number of years, I was the special contributor on her forum. And I was that because I loved answering questions, because as I mentioned, humans fascinate me. So I worked a lot with the other practitioners, and I was already professionally trained as a hypnotherapist and a regression therapist prior to taking Dolores's technique in 2008. And so other practitioners hadn't, they had just trained with her technique. So I loved helping them, and I loved the challenge of, we're having this problem, what should we do? And finding a meaningful way of helping them to help their clients. And then after Dolores passed, I decided I was just not going to be on the forum anymore. My inspiration sort of wasn't there. And a number of the practitioners kept emailing me, can you help with this? Can you help with that? Can you put it all together in a book for us? And so it was the practitioners that pushed me to write the handbook. And I realized when I was writing it that really anyone could use the techniques and get a better understanding really of how consciousness works. Primarily because when you go into your inner world, whether you go in through deep hypnosis or even, light hypnosis, or different brainwave states like alpha, theta, delta, or whether you're a remote viewer or a consciousness explorer, the inner worlds are the inner worlds, no matter how you enter in them. And so I wanted people to understand that there's nothing unique about someone doing a certain method or technique, because every single one of us as individuals enter into our inner world. And so I put the information so that others who aren't practitioners could use it and get a better understanding. And I'm actually currently writing a book now, I should have done it years ago, that's combining shamanism with hypnosis. And it's techniques that I've been using for years because I'm a shamanic practitioner. But rather than doing the shamanic work myself, I take people on their own inner journeys. And it's fascinating. And you don't need hypnosis for that. And within minutes, you're able to close your eyes, because remember, the body holds the memories of everything we've ever experienced. And our body also houses all of our feelings. And so just by connecting with our feelings, we can go right back to the original state of when something got anchored into the body, and we can release the energy that's holding it. Whether we do soul retrieval, something happened traumatic when you were 4 or 5, and so you've lost a bit of your soul essence, or you've suppressed that, you can restore that energy. There's things I do where if you're going through with past lives, let's just say a person's going through a tragic death, I'll have the current life personality who's exploring this step back from that body and observe it at a distance, communicate to see if the body of that other life is aware of them, and help them to be free of the body before the body goes through the death. It's fascinating stuff you can do. And it just confirms to me that all these lifetimes are happening all at the same time, because you can interact with your own past life characters, primarily because they are not your life characters. They belong to your soul. We're all aspects of our soul. And as an aspect, we can communicate with other aspects. We can integrate skills and knowledge that they have. We can release things. We can help them through the death. In fact, not too long ago, one person, I had her, it was a tragic death, and she was laying there cursing the person who had harmed her, who ended up being her sister in this current life. And they had a bad relationship. But I had her step back from the body and just communicate with it. And the person who was laying there in bed dying saw her, and he's like, oh, you must be an angel, because her light was so bright. And so what it is when we're out of our physical body, we're seen as light. And so it makes me realize are some of these stories we hear about angels coming to help you dine future life characters of ours. Do you know, it's fascinating when you think about it. I mean, when I first heard about past lives or things, I didn't have any training back in the day.
Right.
So I just used to kind of experiment with my husband or make up things with my family and explore. And I think that many of us sort of have a natural gift and awareness simply because we're born with that. You know, we've got a rich soul history. And so someone with no formal training can sit around, use some of the techniques with their friends and family, and they'll be amazed how the results are. So I'm putting it together. There'll be, sections where a practitioner can go into the depth of it, and there'll be other things that just the ordinary person can find relief and do their own soul retrievals. Soul retrievals are primarily of great importance because growing up, we disconnect from things that make us uncomfortable. We suppress energy. We disconnect from our life force in different ways. And so it's restoring back to the body wholeness.
I love the way you help others to navigate their own realities or their inner reality, just go deeper and try to understand themselves. That's very beautiful, Lorna. I can hear in your voice the enthusiasm for that.